The thing that really stood out to me, and I talked to him about Sunday, is a couple things. Is just it's okay to be disappointed, but don't be disgruntled. There's a big difference in that. Disappointed people have a growth mindset. They learn from their mistakes. They take responsibility for their actions, and they come back stronger. Whereas disgruntled people, point fingers and make excuses. And, I haven't seen any of that, which I didn't expect. You know what I mean? I knew that. We've got really good young men in our program. They're high-character kids. And so it's been really, really positive. I think the thing that we're frustrated as coaches for them because they're playing hard, they're trying hard. It's not a lack of preparation deal. If you look at the statistics, and I know statistics don't win you football games, but the statistics tell you we're not a bad football team. We're +6 turnover margin. We have the best turnover margin in the Southland Conference. That doesn't correlate with the record right now. If you look at the rush offense, rush defense, we're top 3, top 4 in pretty much every major statistical category that matters in college football and winning and losing football games. And so, I've challenged them to stay the course, keep believing, because my experience tells me that if you keep doing those things, eventually it's going to turn for you. We have the next man up philosophy. It's the last thing they see coming out of the locker room. I will tell you that Saturday, that next man up mantra, all those guys that were starting for injured starters played really well. And I'm super proud of those kids. It wasn't just Samaje. There was other dudes. And that's not easy to do, is when you've been a backup. And some of those guys were making their first collegiate start. So it's really inspiring, for us as coaches to see those young men go out there and play extremely hard and have fun. So, that's my approach on that. It's college football. Everybody has injuries. The thing that we really tried to bring him into focus with last week before that start was, he was a major reason we beat Sam Houston State last year. He played really well in that game. And so Nicholls State, if you go back and you look at that Nicholls State game and the number of yards that he accounted for last year in that game, it was very significant, as far as playing against a great defense like Nicholls State and Sam Houston State. So, yeah, I agree. I think that really helped settle him in. And I never felt like at one point in time that he was ever rattled or nervous, and just very proud of his effort. And I was really proud of the way he prepares. He does that every week, but really a heightened sense of preparement last week. And I thought he played loose, but he played really, really hard. There's a couple times I wish he would have ran out of bounds. But I was just proud of him because he was competing at a really high level. I did, absolutely. And that again, looking at your team, and when your team has a growth mindset and they're listening to what you're saying unequivocally, and we talked about that after the game. I had a blast coaching last week. Those guys, we played really hard. And you go back and look, and had guys making plays and really celebrating every little victory within that 3-hour football game, and definitely saw that. And we talked about that again Sunday. Let's keep that onus on trying to go 1-0 Tuesday, 1-0 Wednesday, and play with really a clean, what I call a clean spirit Saturday, where you're just focusing on competing, being the best you that you can be, playing extremely hard, playing with a lot of passion and energy. They're a program that's playing really good football right now. I think they're averaging 50-something points a game. The tops in the conference, I think tops in the country. They have the number 1 kickoff return team in the country. They got a kid who's averaging 30-something yards a kickoff return, and I've been very, very impressed with them. They committed to a quarterback a few years ago, and man, they look like geniuses because that kid is playing so well right now, and he looks to have a lot of really high leadership qualities. They've surrounded him with good pieces. But I just think they have a really good coaching staff because they focus on their strengths on the offensive side of the football. They get their guys the ball in space and very diverse. And then you flip it over on the defensive side. I think, Coach Shealy is a defensive-oriented coach, and to me, I can really see how he's reasserted himself into the defense. They went from going from an odd front to playing an even front. And so all the gains that they've made of the program, the one to me that's the most significant is how much better they've gotten on defense in 1 year's time. They're doing some really good things on defense. Good football team from top to bottom, offense, defense, special teams. It's going to be a huge challenge. Yes, he's ready to go. He's practiced. all week. We're going to do the same that we always have. Going to get him involved. He's going to play, and obviously we're going to get Samaje involved more in some different things, just because I feel like he's earned that.